Welcome to my first vegetable garden. Today I want to show you how to plant radishes, and you can see I've already been preparing the soil. I did a video that shows you how to add peat moss into your soil to really loosen it up and put in organic matter, and that's something you really want to do for radishes. First thing is radishes grow in the ground, if you don't know, and because this is a series for new gardeners I'm going to cover everything. But the radishes grow mostly in the ground, and if you have hard soil, when the radish bulb or root tries to form, if the soil is too compact, it's just not going to expand. So you really want a light, fluffy planting base for your radish seeds. Radishes grow quickly, so it's 25 days to maturity, 22 days to maturity, 29 days to maturity. So you can plant these in the spring. They prefer cool weather. If you plant them when it's hot, they quickly go to flowering, and the root or the radish itself kind of gets woody. So you want to do this when the weather is cool, when it's 85 degrees or lower, cool nights. This is September 1st, so this is my fall garden. So I'm going to plant these radishes now. They take about 5 days to come up, so you actually count maturity date from when the seed sprouts. So add 4 or 5 days to this, and in 30 to 35 days I'll have radishes that I can take to table. If you have a good 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks of cool fall weather where you don't get harsh freezes, you can keep planting radishes every 2 weeks or so, and you'll have them, for a couple of months. Let me show you how to plant them. Again, this is my soil. I have clay soil, and I've actually been amending it every year, but you can see how hard that is. And if I didn't add peat moss in the beginning of the year, or compost, my soil would be rock hard, almost like a clay pot. This was actually almost pure orange when I started years ago. So planting radishes, they like to have a very loose soil so that the root itself can expand and you get a great radish. Even though I've already prepared this, I'm just going to add in a couple more handfuls of peat moss right into the first inch or two of the soil, and just do it by hand. And radishes, grow a single root down deep for nutrients, but the part that we eat really grows in the top 2 to 3 inches of the soil. So once you have a nice loose soil base, you're going to make the rows and plant it. Now, a lot of times I add 10-10-10 fertilizer. For radishes I don't add anything. You don't want to add too much nitrogen to your radishes, or they'll get very leafy, but they're not going to form a root, or the part that you eat, it's not going to be, to size. So I just leave it alone. The radish will take what's in there, and it'll do perfectly fine. You want to plant radishes in rows about an inch or so deep. You want to have them 4 to 6 inches apart, and the reason you do that is to really let some light come in between here, and also to let birds walk through here, because then the birds can pick out snails and stuff like that. So I'm going to get about 3 rows in here. And you don't want to plant all your radish seeds at once, or you'll end up getting hundreds of radishes that all mature at the same time. You want to do them about every 2 weeks. So I'll plant these. When they come up in 10 days or 14 days, I'll plant another row somewhere else in the garden. This one I'm going to put in is giant German. It's just a round radish. The seeds are pretty big. They're easy to handle. And all you do is you can drop them every inch. And again, you're putting in more seeds, or you're putting them a little bit closer together than you would normally. And you do that so you're not waiting for every seed to germinate 2 inches apart. So optimally, you'd want a radish every 2 inches so that it can form to size and they don't bump into each other. But when you're planting, you want to do every inch. If they all come up, you're just going to thin out every other radish, or when it's slightly large where you can eat it, you're going to pull them out and let the other ones get to full size. So you plant the radishes 1 inch apart, about an inch deep. You can go 2 inches. Just cover it up You could label it if you want, if you're using the different radishes in the rows. And then you just soak this in, and then you want to water it every day. For whatever reason, this year's been crazy. It's September 1st, it's about 95 degrees right now. It's way too hot, you know, to really grow radishes, but I don't think the weather's gonna last. So the hot weather will help them sprout, and then hopefully the cool weather comes in. But when you water it, you want to soak it in really well today. Don't use a jet stream, you'll blast the seeds out. You want to use some sort of sprayer nozzle or watering can. And then you want to water it every day so that the soil looks wet to you. Once they sprout, you can water them every other day. Once it gets cool enough, you really don't have to water them unless you get 6, 7, 8 days of no rain. I hope you enjoyed the video. My YouTube channel is for new gardeners, and I'm going to be showing you how to plant, tend, and harvest most vegetables over the next year. I'm also going to talk about seed starting, how to deal with bugs, and all kinds of different things. So I hope you subscribe, and I hope you spread the word. Thank you very much.